Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is a tutorial and it's going to be on my sunset look. And I'm going to use various palettes to create that look. I don't know why my background is dark when I have my bedroom light on. I'm right in front of the window, which is a bright day, but you can clearly see my face, so I guess that's what's important here. Anyway, I've already prepped my face. I got my primer, my foundation, my powder. I have my eyebrows done, including I have the concealer that I put under my brow bone. And the reason why I do this is because I already have a video on how I do my daily makeup routine and prepping my face and stuff. And if I was to do it on every video, it would take so long. These videos take long enough as it is. I hate when I have to do a part 2. Sometimes it's out of my control, out of my hands, so I hope you can bear with me. But I try not to. The intention is to go and do it in one slot. So hopefully I can do that, and by prepping before I do the video, that should help. So anyway, moving forward, I'm going to use several palettes, one being the Fergie by Wet n Wild, the Center Stage collection. This is some golds and neutral tones, and then I'm going to use her other palette, which is Purple and Smokies, also by the Center Stage collection. And then I'm going to be using the Color Mates. It has a lot of oranges and corals and stuff to create my sunset. And so the first one I'm going to do is the gold tone, which I'm going to put right below the brow bone. And so I'm just going to, so I'm going to do that gold one and just right below the brow bone there. And it's hard. You think with the camera you're seeing yourself and that should be good enough. I find that in a lot of cases that's not the case. It looks like I'm seeing one thing here and it's not to my liking, but I know when I look in the mirror it's going to be really good. And I have my mirror here. This is not a palette I'm using, but I like it because it has a big mirror. So I'm going to put this palette in that one. So I'm just going to create that slight, just right below the brow bone. And I'm going to do the other on the other side as well. See if I can see the mirror and the camera at the same time. Trying not to get too close into my crease, but eventually I am going to blend into the crease. So I do want to make sure I cover that corner going up towards under the brow bone and going straight across. So that should be good for now until I start blending. The next one that I'm going to use is the Color Mates, the orangey colors. I have to open these. So put this on top of this palette. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use the color that I'm going to use on this one is going to be this one right here. I don't know if the camera can get it. Okay, turn it around. So I'm going to put that right below the gold that I just did. And it's okay if you blend into the gold. We're not totally separating the colors, but you want to give it its space as well. If you're doing a client, do not blow on the brush. It's unsanitary. I could do it because this is my brush that I only will use on me. It's the palette that I will only use for myself. So, and it works better so that a lot of deposit doesn't go down here and I have to do more cleanup. But for a customer, you just want to tap the brush onto a hard surface or fan the extras off. So that's going right under the gold tone. And like I said, you want it to have its own separate place, but it's quite okay to blend into that gold one because all the colors will be blending that we're going to be using. So again, right under that gold tone, going the same way from the corner all the way to the inner corner of the eye, getting closer and closer to that crease. And you can see that color coming in really nice. And I don't know if you can start to see what I'm going for. Well, everybody knows what a sunset is. So I don't know if That's, if you can see what I'm going for. So I think that's good right there for now. I'm going to put a tad bit more on this side. Sometimes you have to go back and forth because you might have one side more than the other or less than the other, and you need to go in and make them even. That's really good right there. Then I'm going to go in with my purple. Making sure I could open this. These are really hard to open. So I'm going to put that on top of this one. And the color that I'm going to be using out of this palette of the purples and smokies is going to be that color right there. Get it close. It's going to be this one right here. And then you're going to go right below, can't see the mirror, right below the orange. And that's going to be right in your crease. I need this purple to be a little bit darker, but when you have a dark color, it's a strong color. It's very dominating. So sometimes you kind of want to feel your way through, and you could always add more, but to have to take off and correct it is much harder and time consuming. So I've used this palette before, and I do think that they're very pigmented, and I like the application of it. But I'm going for a totally different look than I did on that last one. So now I'm going to go to the other side, right under the gold tone. So it's like in steps. And like I said, you want each one to have its place. Like this is the main crease I'm going into, but it's okay if it blends in, because eventually that's what you want it to do. And if you're going at it step by step, then what better? So putting a little bit more, and actually on this step I could actually see it better in the camera than I can in the mirror. It's really weird. Back on this one, like I said, sometimes you have to go back and forth to make sure it's even, because you're really freelancing. You're going back and forth, and you're not really counting how many times you're going back and forth. And see, I already got some purple here. So, where did I put it at? Lord. Gonna get a Q-tip here. Just kind of wipe that off. Had to like kind of wet onto it, put a little of my wet onto it. And then what I usually take is my sponge from when I applied my foundation and just go over it. Okay, so I want that purple to still be a little bit darker. So now I'm going to go into, trying to hold too many things here, this color right here. Going into that crease. See, it just created a little bit more darker, and it automatically created a dimension right there by mixing those two purples. So getting the corner, you can come down here slightly if you want, but lightly tapping it, because you don't want it like to form that color exactly on there, because you got one more color to do. So I'm going to do the same with the other side, and I'm going to turn around so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Tapping it a little bit over here towards the corner. So then that's kind of the purple that I wanted to create right in the crease. So remember, going back and forth. So then I'm going to use the last color, which is going to be this color here. The very darkest purple on this palette, which is going to be this one. I wish all palettes would come with names for each eyeshadow. So not only do you point it and can physically show it, but you can give it a name. And so when you buy that palette, if you don't have this palette and you say, I want to go get that palette, and I remember what colors because I wrote it down or I remembered it. It was this color, purple. And you're like, what was the first color that she used? So it makes it just a little bit more easier. So I'm using that dark one. And I'm going on the lid. And I didn't blow it enough because I got a lot of purple going down on my face. So I'm going to clean it up before it gets empty. And this is just a wipe. You don't want to rub in the wipe too much because you don't want to take off a lot of your foundation and powder because you're going to have to. And in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my foundation because the wipe does take some of that off. So I'm going to just tap on my foundation and reapply it back on, the little bit that it took off. And you're going to have to powder it too. That's why I have to blow really hard because a lot of palettes shadows are the very loose powder. And the reason I put my foundation, of course, is to match what I have already on the base. So I'm going to go back in with the powder, make sure it still has that foundation that I have prepped my face with. And I haven't put my blush on, so it's not taking off my blush. It just needed that part right there. Excuse me. My God. Okay. So, we're going to go back into that purple. I'm going to blow it tons. And just kind of get it in the very bottom lid. And then you could kind of come up there on that corner that we didn't want to touch. I went into the crease a little bit. And that's okay. We're going to kind of come and really go into that crease anyway a little bit. That one particular eyeshadow is really, really loose. I mean, it really, and you saw that I blew it really hard. So I am going to have to redo. And sometimes you have to do this with a lot of different looks. You have to kind of touch up, clean up. You try not to do it if possible, but of course, that's the world of makeup. And some people, that's kind of why they put their foundation after they do their eyeshadow. I really don't like that because the foundation is the base of your makeup. It's the base of your look. I don't want to put it after. I'd rather, you know, have it done and then, you know, retouch it up. That's what it's for. You can always do that. So I'm going to take my blending brush, which is this brush. It's a dual brush. It's by e.l.f., I believe. And then I'm going to kind of go in there with one of the beige colors of the palette that I use for the gold. I'm going to pick a little lighter color, which I'm going to do this one right here, the second one. To kind of blend in the gold on top. Going back in there. Going right under the eyebrow and using that as your shadow for the brow bone as well, because remember I said I had put the concealer there. So you don't want a harsh line, and that's what I have right here on that top one, because that's the first color that I did. So you're going to form a harsh line, but you just want to go in there and blend it. So the top is blended now, and then I'm going to kind of go in there with this side of the brush to really give it a blend, and I'm going to use that light color that I just used, and kind of do an all over blend, especially on these corners where the colors are darker. So I'm going to kind of go around it. Then I'm going to go in there and kind of re-add a little bit of the gold since it's really blended now. But you don't want to take your sunset away, but now you can add more orange because your colors are blended. And kind of going in that inner corner to blend as well, coming around. And then I'm going to add a little bit more darker. I'm going to come in here with, I have a purple, it's the Milani crayon purple. Let me put that over there for you. And I had this out just in case I wanted to add something extra, a little bit more dimension that I couldn't get. So I'm just going to put it in there. Kind of go over that lid a little bit. Give it a little bit more dimension on the lid as well. Then I'm going to blend it in. I'm going to use this blending brush that I have. Probably you could use that one. I'm actually going to use this side because that big one can kind of go in and take off all your colors. And just spread it in there. And again, I want to tap a little bit more of the gold. Blended now. I could see the form of the gold. Like I said, sometimes you have to go back and forth. And then I could go in with the gold, a little bit more of the gold. You're creating that sunset. And a sunset is not a harsh thing. It's just blends out to the sunset. So now I'm starting to see the blending of all the colors more and more as I go. I'm going to bring in a little bit of the lighter purple. So I don't know if to you can see what I'm going for here, but I'm going back into the lighter color of the purple, going back in the crease area and kind of blending down. I'm loving it. It looks like it's a lot of back and forth, and it could be. Each person is different. You have to be satisfied and comfortable with it. It has to be what works for you. So I like that. I really like that a lot. So going under here again, nothing fell out, but I just want to re-tap it. Make sure. So that's pretty much the look of the sunset look. As you can see, it looks like the ocean, that dark purple going into that sunset between your orange and golds. It's a really beautiful thing. I just love it. I'm wearing purple today, so it really matches me as well. I'm really liking the look. So now I'm going to use Wet n Wild cream eyeliner, which is this one right here. A Wet n Wild brush. So I'm going to use that for the underneath of my eye. Right here. So I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to lightly tap it again because I'm going to go back the other way, remember? Go corner to in corner to outer corner. Now I'm going to go on the other side. Hold it in my hand so I can really get the feel of how much I need. And then back from the inner corner to the outer corner. Can you see that? And I'm going to go back one more time from the outer back to the inner. Same with the other side. Okay, so I got my eyeliner on. I'm going to try to put a gold inside my eye. So I had to get my gold. I had forgotten that I wanted to put the gold in the inner line, but I still want to create those golds in purple all the way down to the eyeliner. So in the inside, I'm going to go in with this gold kind of bronzy eyeliner. I'm going to have to put the mirror here. Actually, I'll put it right there. And just depend on the camera. On the waterline. Now I need the mirror. So I'm going to go in this one. Same thing. This eyeliner, by the way, is by Wet n Elf, sorry. So it looks really good. So I still have the mix of this is Elf Shimmery Eyeliner. It's kind of more of a bronzy look, but that's okay because it's part of our sunset look. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use my NYX Purple Glitter eyeliner. I'm going to kind of go over it with that so then I have some sheen. Outer to inner, just like I did the rest. Create that beautiful shine, that sparkle at night. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the gold one. Also by NYX, it's the gold. I'm trying to keep my golds and my purples together at all times. Go over that corner part. I'm going to start off with the corner and see if I want to continue, which I will. I'll go over that one as the whole line. So it's kind of a little bit too much. So I'm going to get this, a little bit of gold out of here. There we go. For some reason, this niche, forgive my nails, after this I'm on my way to the nail shop. I took all my nails off. I just wanted a fresh set. We're going to be going on vacation next week. There, so I took that off. So my eyes water a little bit with this NYX thing. I don't know why it goes away, but I really like them. So I don't know if it's just the strength of the, and I'm sweating, it's really hot in my town. So now I'm going to do the mascara. So now I'm going to do the mascara, and I like to use the telescopic. The L'Oreal telescopic. I always try to use that as my base. So I'm just going to pull out the corner hairs, which are very hard to pull out. So just kind of extending. Extending and just kind of swaying till I feel like I pulled, because my eyelashes are so short, so I have to make sure they're pulled out and extended. Of course. I would get some right there. That's what the beautiful life of Q-tips is about. Correct things in a second. So pulling out, I start in the corner because that's where the shortest of my hairs are those corner hairs. So I always start by pulling those out. And going, sometimes I have to go back. And then just extending and pulling the rest all the way till I get to the corner of the eye. And then doing the bottom. And then doing a top coat with my, I'm going to use the Color Mates Lengthening Mascara. So that's just the top coat. Pull those corner hairs out a little bit more. I'm a little bit stronger on this top coat just to make sure it looks like it has volume and length. Do the other side. And I'm going a little bit faster because my camera will run out in a matter of a couple of minutes. Okay, so I got the mascara that I want on. I'm going to apply my blush. And the blush that I want to apply, Lord, it's just going to be like this bronzer. Oh, I have the brush up here. I'm looking for the blush like a nut. Just to give it kind of that gold tone effect. It's a bronzer. I use bronzers as blush and of course for bronzing as well. The reason why I make a face like this is what they teach you when you're learning makeup. When you do your face like that, you find your natural cheekbone. So it looks funny at first, but it works. And again, one more on the other side. This is a strong bronzer, so you don't need too much. I'm not going to do any contouring or any of that. I'm going to follow up with the purple lipstick. It's the Violet Frenzy, and it's the Revlon. My favorite line, of course. So, and then I'm going to add my purple earrings so you can get the feel of the total look with jewelry and everything. So I'm going to put those on. Kind of have to wet my hair a little bit because my hair starts to stick out. So that's a sunset look. I'm going to get closer so you can see. So it's a mixture of purples, oranges or corals, and gold. And you just create that dimension rising up to the sunset, which the sunset comes down, but you're getting to that point, even though you start from the sunset down, but you automatically create that dimension. My lipstick was purple. It was Revlon Violet Frenzy, and I used both Fergie Center Stage Collection palettes, the neutrals with the purples and smokies, and of course the NYX glitter eyeliners, as well as the Wet n Wild creamy eyeliner. And so also the e.l.f. shimmering liner. So those are the things that I use. I will link them below or name them below in the description bar. So I really hope you like this look. It's really easy to create. It seems like it's a little difficult, a little long, because it's different palettes that you're using. And you can use it with other palettes you may have. As long as you incorporate those colors, you can create this look. These are the ones that I chose because I know that it would create the look for me. But if you have other palettes that have those colors, the gold, the corals, oranges, purples, all that stuff, or any glitter gold or glitter purple, hey, use what you like best, as long as you use the right colors to create this look. And you can even add your own little touches to it. But I really hope that you like this look and that you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm almost not talking because I'm trying to beat the camera. But this is my version of what I want my sunset look to look like. And so hopefully you can take that on for you or create your own little touches. And like I said, you can use your own colors, your own palettes. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. That's like the key, most important thing, and that I'd appreciate with all my heart. And so until the next time, enjoy your day. I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching.